But vintage, the unique pieces, the tailoring of the clothing, the construction of the clothing, it's different from anything that you'll find right now. Also, it's great for the environment. A lot of folks don't realize, but 80% of the clothing worldwide ends up in landfills. So vintage is a great way to get some unique pieces and also do our part of helping the planet as well, saving a lot of pieces from landfills. Just so you know, vintage by definition is anything 20 years and older.
So yeah, I go to flea markets and estate sales and auctions and things, and I look for vintage clothes and jewelry and accessories, and I bring them back here and find them new homes. These right here are all vintage kimono. I get them from a wholesaler in Japan. They're really pretty. So when I was first living on my own after college in my early 20s and broke as hell, I was shopping mostly at thrift stores because that fit my budget. And I found vintage pieces occasionally and I just liked them better. They were more interesting, they were better made, I liked how they fit on me more. And at the time that I was doing that, I was also sort of reevaluating how I wanted to dress and present myself, because like all through my teen years in college and into my early 20s, I did not like any kind of like feminine clothing or styling. I hated the color pink, I didn't like to wear dresses or skirts, jeans and t-shirts only. And it turns out that actually I do like some of that stuff. I just had grown up with like, I grew up in basically the movie, have you seen Mean Girls? There was a lot of pressure to like perform a model of femininity that I didn't like and that didn't suit me. So I spent my teen years feeling like, oh well, I'm just bad at being a girl, so I'm gonna sort of react to that by saying girly stuff is stupid and I don't want to do it anyway. But no, actually, there's no wrong way to be a girl.
So I think I first got into thrifting right after I finished grad school the first time. I was a broke social worker, and I was like, oh, a good way for me to possibly get some work clothes might be to go and see, what a couple of the thrift shops in Chicago, where I am originally from, to see what they had. Like for me, it was like a total financial decision. And I would find myself, because the clothes were so inexpensive, finding steals like here and there. It wasn't a successful trip every single time I went, but like I'd go in and it's like, this amazing dress that everyone complimented. I mean, I got it for $4 and it was professional, this beautiful sort of A-line dress that like just fit well. And I was much heavier at the time that I found this. So it was a real find as a plus size person to have found this professional dress. And every time I wore this dress, somebody would say, oh my God, where did you get that? It's so amazing. And I'd just be like, the thrift store, it was $4. And my dad would get so upset. He would get so upset. He would be like, why do you keep telling people that dress was $4? And I was like, because that's the beauty of it.
Okay, I would just find upcycling as like the process of taking something and just like some sort of article of clothing, or it can be furniture, or it could be anything really, and transforming it from what it once was to a new, repurposed kind of idea or a new aesthetic. Like just like that process of transformation, I think, is really what makes it upcycling. And you can paint it, you can sew stuff to it, you could take it apart, put it back together a different way, you could patchwork it, screen print it. Like, I think there's so many ways that you can transform something. I think it's like super cool that you can find these one-of-a-kind, like upcycled, or create one-of-a-kind upcycled things, and then kind of a lot of artists who work with upcycling all have different approaches, so you end up with like different takes on the same patchworking or crochet or screen printing, and it's like, I think that's really cool. I love the fact that it's so one of a kind and so special and unique.